Hi, I'm Stan Lucas, and you're watching Verse TV. Comment, rate, share, and subscribe.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to All the Tea on Verse TV. And it's your girl, Yuri G. And I'm here with our guest that I'm interviewing, Stan Lucas, the CEO of Trans Entertainment. Stan, why don't you say hello to everyone that's paying attention?
Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
And we're grateful to have you as well. So we're going to go ahead and kick some things off by, for our audience who may not know yet, where are you from?
I'm originally from Chicago, and I've been living in Atlanta for the last 10 years.
And how has that been part of your origin story, influencing you and your work today?
Well, I was working with straight hip hop artists, and it was we were coming down here doing shows. And once I got down here, it was just inevitable because of the music industry in Atlanta that I make the move here. And it wasn't anything I really wanted to do. But once I made the move here, then because Atlanta is the entertainment, really, I mean, Atlanta is the Black entertainment capital of the world. And it's if in anything in entertainment, I mean, you look at all the major Hollywood studios are down here now. I mean, Tyler Perry, Screen Gems, you name it. Every major studio is here. So it's an entertainment mecca. Um, but how I got involved with the trans entertainment part, it had nothing to really do with what I set out to do. I was asked to be the talent coordinator for the Atlanta Underground Music Awards. I was approached to do that. And it's just like anything, they do the BET Hip Hop Awards here every year. So during that whole week, all the artists, people don't really see it. Well, they never see it, but like T.I. has a party, Jeezy has a party, Gucci Mane has a party. So everybody has little parties. And then it leads up to the actual taping, which is like on a Sunday night. So all week you got parties going on. So when they asked me about doing it, they were doing the same concept. But I decided instead of having all these open mics, why don't we just have an LGBT night? And they were kind of skeptical about it, but we did it. And what happened, we had all these transgender artists come to Atlanta, and it was just overwhelming. So we went on and did the LGBT night. And I'm not skipping the Q in there. I'm just going straight to, the LGBT. But after that happened, then the artists that came all the way from here, from Houston to Florida, New York, they didn't want to go back home. They felt like, hey, this is something we can do. And so what it made me do is I started this thing called Trans Empowerment. And it was just a showcase just while they was in town. I went to a Club Kryptonite, and they said, hey, you can do it. And so that's what it started out to be. But then everybody started reaching out to me from everywhere. And I had trans designers, trans models. Everybody wanted to participate. So what we turned it into was a rock the runway type event. And that is where the designer would come out, and then the models that's wearing the designer's clothes, and then we had one of the artists perform. And just that whole period of doing that, I said I would never ever do it again. But we're thinking about doing it again, but This time it'll be a lot different because at the time I was just shooting from the hip. I didn't know what the hell we were doing. And once it was over, um, nobody wanted to steal again. They didn't want to leave. They wanted to stay in Atlanta. They wanted to, they wanted a platform. So that's pretty much how Trans Entertainment actually started. And then Deb Antony reached out to me because I was at her radio station being interviewed by one of her DJs. And Deb was like, hey, this is interesting. I want to be part of this. I like what you're doing. And she became a big supporter of what we were doing. She had my artists on her radio show. We did matter of fact, we brought maybe 10 of the artists that was in town to her radio station. It was the highest rating that she ever got.
How do you scout those artists?
I don't scout them. A lot of them approach me. And because, I don't, I've gone and scouted a couple of artists before at open mics. And one thing about a lot of artists, they're not prepared for the business. And that's a big problem with this because when people look at reality TV shows, they think, you just, Nicki Minaj didn't come out of nowhere. She busted her ass in Atlanta for years. Rihanna. So all these girls didn't come out of nowhere. They put in the work. And a lot of the girls do not want to put in the work. They think it's just overnight. And then there's reality that they have to be faced with. And part of that reality is, I don't give a damn if you got 10,000 followers on Facebook and you sit back and you pose. Like I had girls all the time sit back and, because entertainment doesn't have shit to do with talent. And it really doesn't. It's a business, and it's 10% talent and 90% business because you're molded into an image.
So what's the target audience? Like who's the target audience?
Who's the
for your work at 10? Who's your target audience?
My target audience, really, we don't even cater to the trans community because they don't support us at all. They really don't. And I'm gonna tell you our target audience basically is lesbians and studs. They are the ones that give us the biggest support. They're the ones that buy our music. And I don't know one promoter. Every promoter that books us for shows is either a lesbian or a stud. And that's real talk. And people don't want to hear that. And those are the ones that have really got us out there. The trans community has never bought our music. They, and that's the real. And people don't like me saying it, but I got to be real about it. Never. And we just did a show at this club called the Eye Lounge in downtown Atlanta. And Mimi Faust was in the audience. Because you never know who's in the audience. And that was a straight club. And the thing is, we have never done gay clubs. The gay clubs have never supported us, but the lesbian clubs like Phase One, they always have us there. That's just the way it is. When we opened, we did a show for the Brat. It was a stud that booked us for that. Because the Brat loves trans artists, and that's how we got that. So then you say target. I don't have a set target. What I do is just put us out there because I'm not putting us in any kind of category. We're just out here trying to do the music, and that's really what we're trying to do. And we're trying to get the trans artists heard, and we've done tons of radio interview. We've done tons of radio, but honestly, the studio I record in is owned by a stud. That's the, and that's our support. I push. Go ahead.
Where did where your company name come from?
Trans Entertainment. um, Actually, I was trying to find something that fit what we were doing. Because we wasn't just doing music. We were dealing with models. We were dealing with all kind of things with trans. And trans entertainment just came about. Um, Really, it was something that I want. Okay, I say I want to make a 10. You know, this is what we have. We want the best talent. We're a 10. We're this, and I started playing around with just 10 trans, and it just came out Trans Entertainment Network. And that's pretty much what it had happened. I started doing something called T Trans Entertainment Artists, T Girls, but I think the Trans Entertainment Network, because we're branching off into more than just music. We have other things going on, and then we are a network for the trans community. And I'm a big supporter with that, as far as creating opportunities.
And what's the hardest part
About what I'm doing?
The
Hardest
running
part,
trans
the
entertainment?
hardest part, well, the hardest part is girls getting along and not throwing shade on each other. There's a whole, it's like if you, it's like I tell the girls all the time. It's like when we did we did one radio interview, and that's the radio interview we did with Deb Annie. When we did that interview, that day, I saw so much shade thrown on each other, all of them, and that turned me off a lot about it because it was like, you know what? Do you guys realize you guys came to Atlanta? Atlanta is the entertainment capital of the world because artists bring each other on. If one makes it, somebody else makes it. And that's why Atlanta's so powerful with entertainment. Like what Tyler Perry is doing. He built a studio and he hires Atlanta talent. So it's like, well, I got mine, you get yours. And that is the stuff that's the most difficult part of it. We was at the Black Trans Advocacy Convention last year, and we were the talent for that. And when they brought us down there, and that's another thing, the Black Trans Advocacy Conference, it's a mind-blowing event. It's a week-long event with a conference and all kind of workshops. I can't wait to do it again. But at the end, I wanted all the artists to get together on stage and do a unity song. And the girls just did not want to do it. They just did not want to sit in unison. That's the hardest part with this. And, there's nothing.
Enjoyable part.
Go ahead.
What's the most enjoyable part?
What's the most, I didn't hear you.
Enjoyable part about it.
The enjoyable part.
The hardest part.
Well, I mean, it's all enjoyable, but the most enjoyable part is when I see them getting along and doing shows. I enjoy, and like I said, I got involved because, all since I was in high school, I've only dated. To make it simple, just go to transentertainmentnetwork.com and everything is there, and all my links, the artists are there.